Avatars, Aliens, and Self Actualization within the Matrix, Part 10, Bonus Material, a wisdom teaching from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, from Canadian psychic medium, Tracey Milne. Greetings, friends, and welcome to the bonus materials, where we get the answers to the questions about how we get home, how we got stuck, reincarnation, and more about our soul missions. Enjoy. Question: if the 12th and 11th stargates were eliminated from the game platform by the Dark Fleet, how do we get home? Through the 10th stargate? No. After the explosion of the 12th and 11th gates, the 10th level Dark Fleet players set their sights on Gaia Tara and her twin planet Tiamat in the 7th to 5th density, doing their best to overwhelm and override the free will programs in the density levels between the 7th and the 1st, available for consciousness expansion within the Milky Way. This move, in essence, allowed them to hijack the game at both ends of the experience spectrum available, creating their own false light kingdom from which to set up their own unbalanced, one-sided game rules. So the Light Team players will be hosted out through the 9th Universal Stargate and into the Andromeda Galaxy platform instead. Question: can you tell me more about Tara and Tiamat? What level did they exist on originally? Your planet has 3 different aspects of identity or reflections within this time-space matrix. 3D Earth is called Earth, 5D Earth is called Tara, and 7D Earth is called Gaia. Different star races and extra-dimensional beings often called these Earths by different names based on their own language, including Urantia. All 3 expressions are planet Earth, just at different stages of her evolution in the timelines, densities, and dimensions of the classroom game. The 5D Earth planet, Tara, had a twin sister planet known as Tiamat. Tiamat's destruction in the 5th density universe, along with the planetary cataclysm of Tara, is the main reason this version of planet Earth descended into 3D from 7D and 5D. The soul of Tara was deeply affected by grief from the loss and fragmentation of her twin planet, leaving her vulnerable to further attacks by Dark Fleet forces. After several nasty battles for control over the human genome, 5D planet Tara was exploded by Dark Fleet players in what would be seen as millions of years ago in your perception of time and space. As a result, parts of Gaia, Tiamat, Tara were sucked into a reverse black hole system created by the Dark Fleet as part of their hijack program, fragmenting the entire 5D planetary blueprint of Tara and splitting her into 12 planetary bodies, representing a new false matrix in what you know as your third dimensional solar system. This includes the 3D version of 12 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Maldak, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Nibiru, and then the sun star, Sol. After the destruction of Tiamat, her bodily remnants were scattered into the 5D level as the asteroid belt that exists between the planets Mars and Jupiter. The 5D planet Maldak was the counterpart of the bodily remnants of Tiamat, which was also destroyed and now exists as the 3D asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. This is how the Dark Fleet hijacked the players and the game for millions of years until measures to fix the damage could be arranged and put into motion. Those incarnate upon 3D Earth are being given the opportunity to reclaim these 5D fragmentations and scattered consciousness pieces that were damaged in these cataclysms created in a time-space vector known as the Galactic Wars. As you do this, you help move your Earth back into the fields of 5D, where Tara and Tiamat originally existed. Question: what about past lives? Are those memories real? Yes, they're real and perceived by you as happening in the past. Yes, you are living, have lived those remembrances. Those moments you perceive as memories represent different aspects of your God spark having different experiences from various time-space vectors in different time quadrants along the same soul mission timeline. So in one sense, they're happening simultaneously, and you're filing them into your memory database simultaneously. However, your memory retrieval equipment lays it out in such a way that it feels as though separate lives are being lived in separate timelines or time frames. Question: was reincarnation always part of the Earth School agenda? Reincarnation, as in returning to the game when ready, yes. Reincarnation, as in the forced soul recycling programs run on Earth for the last 5 million years, no, absolutely not. You see, when Tara fell, your conscious connections to the higher densities shattered, and the human species was forced to return to incarnate upon the Earth in the lowest density, in order to begin the long process of reclaiming and healing your original human DNA. But all was not lost, because the 1D subatomic level of your elemental physical body blueprint is also the first layer of your core memory files. This layer of the earth plane and its energies are synthesized and transmitted through your bodies via your root chakra or first chakra, considered to be the root layer of your subconscious mind, and it functions like a hard drive for your ego. Within this hard drive is the cellular memory storage from all of your avatar's life streams. This means that cellular memories from past lives, present lives, and future lives can all be stored in the cellular memory hard drive and accessible in your now. There has never been a better time to retrieve your memory files, whether by visualization, quantum hypnosis, astral travel, akashic retrieval, or dream programming. Question: are traumatic memories stored separately or differently? Yes and no. Yes, only in that each have a different effect on your subtle nervous system. After a traumatic experience, memory is triggered, then left unhealed. The memories themselves are not given value when they are recorded and are merely stored on the root level hard drive of every human being in your tailbone area. However, as a result of the trauma suffered by the Earth Human Star Angel when the elimination of Tiamat and Tara took place, a new network of cellular memories was created within your memory databanks, specifically designed to store trauma. This trauma was passed down through generations of humans, reflecting in 4 main areas of fractured consciousness in the forms of abuse, trauma, shock, and devastation. What the Dark Fleet was able to do was find a way to disable you from being able to retrieve your happy memory files with as much ease as your traumatic experiences, in an attempt to limit your vibrational frequencies should you find yourself getting too filled with happiness, light, and love. Some people will feel these painful memories but not know what caused them or where they came from. Others will suffer from the shock of remembering and will shut these memories down completely as a coping mechanism for your waking mind. Overcoming and healing these old soul wounds is the biggest and often hardest part of your Starseed Lightworker Contingency Earth mission. Healing the pain of these memories now saves future generation from that pain. You came in knowing how to do this clearing in a multitude of ways, so trust yourself and ask for your guide team's help as needed. Question: when in our known historical timeline did this hijacking begin? The first 2 attempts at takeover the Earth failed. However, the successful attempt came in the time of the Edun Sumerian Egyptian invasion by beings posing as false gods, introducing concepts like damnation, salvation, reward, punishment, and the idea of possibly earning or buying God's favor into humanity's consciousness fields. A misty fog-like energy was added into your mental template, fogging the truth from your conscious mind memory banks, but still stored within your cellular memory system. This action unplugged all of your previous memory files and wisdoms learned from the Galactic War, disconnecting your ability to retrieve your true historical origins. This is where, when, and how they unplugged your human DNA pins, scrambling internal geometric codes within the planetary morphogenic fields, and blocked your higher sensory perception and multisensory perception of other timelines and extra-dimensional races. This memory erase affected the astral plane and soul matrix layers, creating a false ascension matrix as a means of soul entrapment and enslavement, forcing repeated reincarnation by limiting your lifespans, then recycling human souls from an etheric waste station that actually kept your soul from going home. This shortening of human lifespan provided the Dark Fleet players with an endless supply of unknowingly powerful beings at their manipulative disposal. Question: why are the Light players still playing if the Dark Fleet is so strong? The Dark itself is not anything. It is an illusion. It is simply a representation of an absence of love and light thought patterns. It has no power, because a small amount of light changes the dark. The more light, love, source knowledge you add, the more pastels you begin to create within the vibrational fields. And we have sent in the equivalent of 144,000 lighthouses and 144,000 floodlights. That's a lot of source light. And from our perspective, the Dark Fleet don't stand a chance, for the Dark Overlord, his bride, and minions are gone from the game, along with the Dark AI system. Their old allies are no longer in existence. What the Dark Fleet did was conjure an illusion, the idea that God loved them best, while simultaneously also believing that an anti-source or evil was somehow more powerful than source love and source light. A ridiculous notion. They just pretended so well, they started to believe their own lies, and belief is a power in and of itself, for it's your true beliefs that coordinate with the law of attraction. They have forgotten that any belief is often a thought pattern one has not challenged with new data in a while, and if we don't add new data and adjust accordingly, we will not grow as souls. So the Dark Fleet is not more powerful, but they are very well organized because they've suffered from delusions, but not amnesia. And even with that much of a head start, they're still losing the current battle between the light and the dark, and the light is winning this time around. So keep your hope alive. As question: how can we help ensure victory for the light team this time around? Trust the goodness in yourself. Trust your intuition. Release your triggers. Heal your fragments. Focus on what you love, not on what you hate. Take inspired action as you see fit. You're there for a big reason, and remember, your self-actualization is the journey, not the destination. On behalf of Chimera and the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, thank you for joining us throughout this series in the highest light of love and in the deepest gratitude for your support. Until next time, thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, check out the whole series or one of our other offerings on YouTube, or go to whatcomesnextforyou.com and sign up for your own personal galactic guidance session with Tracey, Milne, and Chimera. whatcomesnextforyou.com. What's in your future?